It's jchip here, and I'm going to be doing a new tutorial on the sharp money tool that dropped just a couple weeks ago on our site parlayersfs.com. A lot of you have been following the socials and everything that I've been putting out so many plays from PrizePicks, Underdog, just shooting you guys plays from the sharp money tool. And a lot of you have been asking for an in-depth tutorial, kind of like what I did with our traditional player prop optimizer, which is still our classic tool here that you can find right next to the sharp money tool. It compares the PrizePicks lines back to other sports books and other books like PrizePicks, including Underdog Fantasy and DraftKings Pick 6. In the sharp money tool, similar stuff. So we're gonna have the same set of sports books, all the sharpest ones that we could find, kind of put it into a consensus odds for you guys. So what we do here is basically just replace the other books like PrizePicks, and we put in these books that are really peer-to-peer exchanges. So when you go on Novig, ProfitX, these exchanges, instead of betting against the house like you're doing with these traditional sports books, it's peer-to-peer. So you're betting against other players, other sharp bettors, right? And a lot of you have been confused because the direction of these picks are actually on the opposite. O for over means the over here is a plus 102. It's an underdog. The favorite play is an under. So what's the deal? A lot of you that maybe are new to the scene don't really know what this is. I do write-ups and everything. I just feel like it would be better if I explain it verbally to you guys and kind of give you the sauce behind why I'm taking picks and why they're kind of ordered this way, kind of in this strange format. I'm just gonna get right into it. So I'm recording a bit, it's late Sunday night, so most of the NFL games and stuff have already been played out. So you see this Sunday night football game, the Broncos Commanders here. We're actually going to start with this play. It is the top one on the sharp money tool. Maybe it's not the top one on the player prop optimizer. I'll explain why it's the top one here. So first of all, it's still going to be ranked by percent odds to hit. So this never changes. It's a 53.96% chance to hit. You see his receptions. He's favored on his under 4.5. If you just compare that back to the normal books like we've been doing on the optimizer, you see here he's a minus 135 consensus odds favorite to go under, with our favorite book, or I'd say our two books giving us the most confidence on his under, ESPN Bet and Fliff, right? So why does Novig have his 4.5 line at an over? Well, as you can see here, this is not a minus, guys. This is a plus, and this is really what you're gonna see even as you scroll down on the tool, all plus lines. And what do we know when it's a plus line in this betting world? Well, a plus line means that it's less likely to hit. The book or the exchange is paying you more money to take this certain place. So if I were to take Troy Franklin's over on Novig, they're offering me plus 102, right? And especially on a lot of other books, they're offering me plus money, meaning that I'm getting more than what I'm putting down. I put 100 down, I get 102 back in profit if it cashes. So what's the point here? What's the deal? Well, this is something that's very important when you're thinking about these exchanges like Novig and ProfitX that is also here. And you could see here that his ProfitX over is actually stronger, right? It's a stronger underdog, meaning it's less likely to hit on this book. So I'm actually going to stick on this ProfitX just for the sake of the example, because the big plus line is what you want to see here when we're kind of digging through these plays. This is what I look for personally, and I know a lot of you guys want kind of, again, my sauce, my thought process behind putting these plays into PrizePicks or other apps and their slips. So what we have here, Troy Franklin, under 4.5 receptions. His over is a plus 114 now on ProfitX. Same line again, 4.5. And what does this mean? Well, like I said, it's a peer-to-peer betting exchange, right? So instead of betting against the house, you're betting against other players. You're betting against sharp books, against sharp bettors, excuse me. So these sharp bettors, they're not just regular players. They're not just like your friend. They're not just like random people setting lines or just community lines. It's nothing like that. It's really sharp bettors that have the best models. It could even be trading firms that are putting together models and lines and prices for options, derivatives, stocks. They're telling us that, look, they're offering his over 4.5 at plus 114. What does that mean? Well, they want to bet his under, right? They want to bet the favored direction. So in order to have a peer-to-peer exchange, someone has to take an over, somebody has to take an under. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. That's just the way it goes, because I'm playing you, right? It's me versus you, and I'm putting up this plus 114 line. It's because I want you to take the bait on the plus 114. Maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't. Again, it's betting, anything can happen. I want to be on the likely outcome if I'm the sharp better. So I always want to stay on the negative side. I want to stay where it's minus 135 here, according to the tool, on his under. So if I'm offering this over at a plus 114, that means this under is going to be a massive favorite, right? And that coincides with the rest of the books as we see here. And it's a 54% chance odds to hit according to the tool. And this is the side you want to be on. So instead of just looking at this under, what you want to see is that, like I mentioned before, if the direction in this column, let's say ProfitX or Novig, the column I was just on before, if it's a high plus line, like plus 114 is high, sometimes you're going to see here plus 134 is high. It's a push line regardless. plus 114 side, like things like that. As you get deeper and deeper into the plus lines, the book is telling you it's more and more likely to not hit, right? More and more likely to not hit. So what does that mean? If the over is being offered at plus 114, they want you to buy that on the exchange. That means the sharp bettors are betting against this over because they want to play this under, which is a favorite. I can't stress this enough, right? So unlike the player prop optimizer traditional tool, very straightforward. I'll pop it open here. You see here, Troy Franklin even pops up here. He's still the same odds, nothing changed here. All the books, he's not offered on these other two books here. That's perfect. He's probably discounted or removed on either of these books. That's fine. When you go to the sharp money tool, we're basically just seeing that his over, right, his opposite direction of the favorite play is a massive underdog, and that tells us, the bettors using these tools on Parlayers, that is over is the less likely outcome to hit. So we want to be on his under. It's just giving us more confidence, guys. Don't get turned off. Don't get scared by this having the opposite direction. People are asking me, why isn't it an under or whatever? It's not an under because it's not a traditional book, right? It's an exchange. It's not another book added here, like another Pinnacle, another FanDuel, just telling us that, yeah, there's juice to us under. We know that already. We have 9 books here, all in agreement. That's perfect. That's one check I make. You have the average odds minus 130 or stronger. That's another check you could make. It's not a deal breaker for me, but definitely helps the case. It's a green play. Again, not a deal breaker for me. I'm really looking to target these green plays when I'm making slips. You guys already know that from my first tutorial. And now we have even more confidence with these exchanges and sharp bettors telling us that, look, the opposite direction is super less likely to hit. Meaning now we want to be on the direction that we give, right? This Parlayers direction, the under 4.5. So that's kind of just one example I broke down. I'm gonna break down more. I'll pop up something that I posted in the Discord earlier. Actually, I'm gonna put a recent one that I just hit yesterday for free. I gave this out on my Discord and the Twitter that we run. So we had Ben Shepherd for under 5 rebounds. You're gonna see a pop up right now. Ben Shepherd for under 5 rebounds. There's a 53.93% chance to hit. Perfect. It's a green play. We love that. You see all the books here, 4.5. If you're just going through it, you see 2 books in particular, FanDuel and Caesars, have some juice going to us under 4.5. What does that mean? Well, this is just a side note. If they have juice going to us under 4.5, that means they believe that there is a decent enough chance that he's going to finish with 4 or less rebounds. So instead of Ben Shepherd finishing with 5, which is his most favorite outcome, right? Because it's a push line. Instead of him finishing with 5 and just kind of graying out the slip, he would actually, or graying out the pick, excuse me, he would green out the pick. Because if you get under 5, you get 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0. If that's what he finishes with rebounds wise, then he greens out the pick. You automatically cash that play. So the more minuses you see here on a push prop, again, besides that point, just to show you that the sports books are all agreeing and they're kind of showing us that the under 5 is already a great play, I would definitely consider putting into a slip. Now that we have the sharp money tool just dropped on the site, we can see here that is over 5.5 is being offered on this exchange, ProfitX, at plus 168 odds. Just to put that into perspective, plus 168. I'm going to pull up the calculators that we have. These are free to use for you guys. I'm going to pull up the calculators that we have on the odds converter. And just to show you guys what American odds plus 168 is, again, implied probability, that is a 37% chance to hit. And why is it less? Because it's a plus line. It's less likely to hit. This is what I'm expecting from the calculator. It's 37% chance to hit. So out of 10 simulations, out of 100 simulations of this exact game, exact conditions, Ben Shepherd will go under in 62, around 63 games out of those 100. So that under is the side you want to be on. It's the favored play. It's the favorite outcome that you want to bet, right? Because they're saying it's over 5.5 plus 168. It's a long shot to hit. You do not want to play these long term. You will not win. All right. You want to be on his under. I can't stress this enough. Under 5, all the books agree that he's in that 4 to 5 range, which for that example is good for a push prop. And then ProfitX telling us that his over is really unlikely. So we're better off just taking his under 5 and rolling the dice that he finishes with 4 or less to green the play. Worst case in this scenario, he pushes at 5 and then your slip just reverts down to the nearest payout. So that's good. So that's the play that ended up cashing, ended up finishing with 3, I believe. So that was an easy cash that Ben Shepherd got. And then, yeah, we have this Troy Franklin play for under 4.5 plus 102. That's good. I'm just going to go show you guys also. We have it, the Sharp Money tool running on our other fantasy sports apps as well, like Underdog, like Pick 6. And actually, this Terry McLaurin play is looking really nice. Same game that we have in that Sunday Night Football game. So looks like there's pre-game value popping up. Game time is going to be from the time recording this, maybe 2 hours on the nose. So there's really good value to get in right before. I mean, look at this, guys. We got a purple play here, 57.22% on his under 3.5. It's a minus 157 consensus odds favorite according to the market. So we're seeing here so many books, minus 150, minus 150. We're seeing strong, very strong juice to his under, and then we just see Caesars and Fanatics taking the crown here, telling us that it's a minus 170 favorite on his under. I'll put that back into the calculator if I could get back there. Let me put the, let's see what has a higher minus line. Terry McLaurin here. So minus 170 to plus 125 from Fanatics. I'm going to put that into our Novig Fair Odds calculator. So plus 125 on one side, minus 170 on the other side to show us the true fair odds value of this play to hit on his under. And you see here the underside is 58.62%. We're stripping the VIG here. This is, again, free calculator for you guys. So basically the VIG is just the charge that the sports books are charging you to play that pick or that under, whatever, on their platform. So in this case, Fanatics is charging you 70 cents on the dollar, minus 170, to take his under because it's such a favorite play. So I'd have to pay $170 to make $100 in profit. Again, it's not really worth it. The whole point of this fixed payout system on PrizePicks and everything is to stay away from playing these on traditional sports books where you're getting ripped off. So instead of playing it at minus 170, you get it on PrizePicks or Underdog here for minus 119 in a 6 flex. What are the sharp bettors telling us? Are they in agreement with the traditional sports books? What are they saying? Because at the end of the day, they have a huge say too, and this gives us more confidence. And it's huge that they're agreeing with us and the rest of the books, right? And they're actually very aggressive here. Again, peer-to-peer. You're not betting against the house. It's just peer-to-peer. It's sharp bettors versus you. People versus people. That's what's happening here, right? So they're saying they're offering the over at plus 146. Again, huge, huge underdog. The higher the plus line, the least likely the outcome. So plus 146, really deep into that plus territory. Over is 3.5. What is that telling us? The sharp bettors are offering that over at plus 146, meaning they want to be on the under, the favored play at 3.5. So this is huge that they're all in agreement. This is a great play, by the way, to get in on Underdog. Just to show you guys their diversity here, we got PrizePicks, Underdog, Pick 6 also running. Pick 6 not as a crazy play like the Terry McLaurin. It's probably going to be the best one in the video. We could see here the last screen play left on the board, NBA. It's going to be Keegan Murray. His over is a 17.5, offered at plus 115 on Novig. This is the other exchange that we offer. And you could see here the books are all saying that his under is heavily favored. Minus 132 consensus odds. We have Pinnacle, minus 150 is the strongest point of confidence in regards to the traditional sports books. If you go on the exchanges, the sharp bettors are betting against this line out the over plus 115, right? They're offering it for others to take, other traditional bettors like us. We could play it on DraftKings Pick 6 again for much better odds than this under, because that's the side they want to be on. They're showing you over here, heavy underdog. We want to be on the favorite on the opposite direction, which is his under. So that's going to wrap up the tutorial for this new sharp money tool. I've been using it like crazy. Been on a crazy run here. I've been putting it in most of my slips. I cannot use Parlayers without using this tool. I always double check with the player prop optimizer just to see what plays are popping up. Also, McLaurin's here on the optimizer, and you can see he's not offered on Pick 6 or PrizePicks also, meaning that it's an exclusive play to Underdog. It's important that you kind of have both of these tools just working back and forth, kind of feeding off of each other. The more confidence and data you have behind plays, the more comfortable you are putting down size on it, putting down money on it. That's the whole point of this. So the more you do this, the more you get comfortable with the sharp money tool. Again, it's going to be opposite directions here. Don't get scared. You still want to stick to the favorites. This is just showing you that the opposite direction is very unlikely to hit, giving us more confidence to bet this, right? So that's going to end the tutorial. Thank you guys for sticking around, and let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.